Good morning, welcome to Swiss Cheese Trails. I'm in the town of Wolhusen, which is the beginning of segment 13, a long-awaited segment 13. Last segment 12, as you recall if you saw the video, if you haven't, go back and do it, because it's an interesting video with the great monastery. That was a winter hike. It was in December. It's now May, 6 months later. So I am here 6 months later. It's a big break. All right, so we have a big one today. We're going up from Wolhusen, where we are now. We're gonna ascend almost 4,000 feet. I think it's the biggest single day of ascension. And so like 3,700 feet we're going to the highest point in the region, which is the Mount Napf. I'm going to stay in a hotel there, and then we'll knock out section 14 tomorrow. Now Wolhusen, if you left off in December, I was at the train station. I've walked through town. It's, you know, and this is what happens when you walk 800 feet up from Wolhusen. All right, so just a quick peak check. We got Rigi here. That's the first peak. There's a triangle that's at the back end of Rigi. That's going to be Mieden Grosser. Little triangle next to it, Mieden Kleiner. Behind that is going to be Glarus. The big peak here in front is Pilatus. And then we're looking at the Central Alps. And we go pretty far back there. You can see a lot of white cap peaks way back. So we're gonna have this view for the rest of the day. I mean, boy, did I wait for good weather or what? What a difference 6 months makes, huh? In Wolhusen, so I had basically, hello big guy, I had hiked the whole way here. It was incredible to look out the window and know that I've been like every step of the way. All right, I'm gonna take some pictures of this guy because I like to take pictures of cows. So tune in if you want to keep getting views like this. Thanks for checking in. Well, this is quite a thing. Thank you for being here today. All right, these white caps, they're right back here through that valley. We are looking at Jungfrau and Eiger. And this is the opposite view. This is the view that nobody ever gets. We are 950 meters high. The name of this I'll put in the notes because it's a big long German word. And there's not a chance I'll be able to pronounce it. So we are on stage 13, and we are going from the town of Wolhusen, which is just behind this tree here, down there. We're 1,100 feet above Wolhusen, and we're going to the peak of Napf, which is I think it's either the tallest nodule there in front of us. You can see some of the stone cliff that occurs right before Napf. Okay, so we're getting into the Bernese Oberland here, and of course once we cross over Napf, we are solidly in Emmentaler region, although most of these farms are probably producing for Emmentaler anyway. But straight ahead, that gorgeous view, that's the three peaks of the Jungfrau. So Jungfrau's on the right, Moch is in the middle, and Eiger is in front. And then you have this kind of mountain that's siding toward us. On the other side of that is Grindelwald. So that's the Alps view. What's really cool about this up here is the flatland, the prairie view of the breadbasket of Switzerland. What we have over here is what you can just you can see this is all farmable. And of course, for centuries, this is the land where lords had their manors, and people worked the land for their lord, for protection. People fought over this land for generations. hundreds of generations back. The Jura Mountains are kind of over to the left. We're going to be seeing more of those as we get down toward the Lake Geneva region. You can't really see it, but straight ahead is Alton. There is a nuclear plant in Alton, and I can kind of see some of the steam coming off of that. And I've done some hikes over there. There's a gorge that's kind of back behind there that's pretty cool. We've got this larger kind of plateau in front, and then behind that plateau is where the Habsburgs were their first castle, and where the name Habsburg came from. Like I say, there's a lot of history here. This may be a unique view for the sections that we've had up till now, but we have a lot more to go. You know, when we get over here by Napf and then the further sections, we are going into the Bernese Oberland. It only gets better. And then after the Bernese Oberland, we go into the Gruyere area, we start speaking French, and then eventually we cross over the final Alps into the Lake Geneva area, in the Montreux side of Lake Geneva, and we come out in Vevey, where Nestle's headquarters is. So we move from cheese to chocolate, and then we get into the great vineyards along Lake Geneva. But this hike, this segment, has been really wonderful to me, in the sense that there's a lot of ridge walks. So I'm going to spin the camera around to get some of the prairie land, and this is just one of, I don't know how many times I've been able to actually use full 360 to get both sides of the valleys that I'm on. Pretty neat. Never gets old here with the Alps. All right, so there's two bigger mountains in front of us, foothills, and the second one, the taller to the right, is Napf, and that's where we're headed. We got to walk up that first one, and I think we go around it. Right at the little pass, I think that's a building, and then we go around to the hotel. So that's what we have in front of us. It's in sight. I know we've got a big climb up once we get to that hill. Little on-trail wildlife. You know, I pass anthills, and I'm always fascinated by how many ants. I mean, this is the middle of nowhere, not to them. And, you know, it really does kind of put into place that the weight of insects really is more than the weight of all humans by a lot. And so this is like the 5th massive ant hill that I've passed in the last 100 meters, less than 100 meters. I mean, that is like ant hill central. All right, here's the rub of trail of section 13. There's no good way to get across. We've been watching the smoke for a little, maybe 1 or 2 videos, and we've been at the similar altitude, and from back there it looks like you just cross on over, but we're going down and then we're going back up. So that's how we get another 1,000 feet. All right, so yeah, this is the trick to this hike. You got to get here. This is where the water is. This is where the river, you know, cuts the valley. So we're at the low point of the second half. It's a little more than 1,000 feet up. And this is the beginning of the climb. It's good and steep. I am tired. I'm not quite up yet, as you can see. But I turned on because this is the canyon area. I don't know how much better of a view we're going to get. And then, you know, we're coming to an end of looking northeast. I think we're going to be looking southwest for a couple of segments here. So I wanted to get one last look at Pilatus and Briggy and Glarus and anything else we can see in the distance. The hotel is right over there. And this is one heck of a view. I mean, this is, what a great end of the day. So I assume this is going to be my view from the hotel as well. But it's well worth a quick meal here. Well, this is the Alp House. This is one of many Alp houses that are on every segment, and you know, when they're open and you need them, it's the best thing. It's the best thing since sliced Swiss cheese. So, for Swiss Cheese Trails, signing off. I'm at 6 hours and 11.5 miles, so I'm going to say another half hour. So now my times, remember, my times include the breaks. I don't turn off to take a break. So yeah, it's going to take me 6.5 hours, and I've had a lot of breaks today. Well, I've made it to the hotel. Segment 13 was... All right, so we got 6.5 hours, 12.5 miles. So a little longer than prescribed, but I took a lot of breaks because this view is just insane. So we got, you know, Jungfrau and Eiger and Monach kind of right over this way. We got Pilatus here. Rigi you can just barely see in the horizon, and Glarus is the white caps between Pilatus and Rigi. The windmills are underneath Pilatus. What is amazing is, you know, this diagonal from northeast to southwest of the Alps. Of course, the trail is taking this same diagonal, but it is just fantastic from here. Holy cow, am I glad that I waited for good weather. This is, well, this is the best view we've had, period.